Hey everyone, it's Sammy from Push Square, and I wanted to make a video today about No Heroes Allowed VR, which is a game that actually released last week on PlayStation VR, and this is a first-party game. It's published by Sony, developed by a developer called Acquire in collaboration with Japan Studio, PlayStation's own Japan Studio. So this is actually kind of a big release for PlayStation VR, but I feel like it kind of went under the radar a little bit, and I'm a little bit surprised by that actually, because having now played it, I'm really impressed with the game. Now, this is part of the Badlands series, which dates all the way back to the PSP, I think. There have been quite a few entries in this series, but it's never really picked up much steam or much of a fan base. I played one of the games on the PSP, on the PS Vita. Now, forgive me, I don't remember the name of this, but it was kind of like a Candy Crush Match 3 game. But it had this cool kind of creature evolution aspect to it, which is actually one of the big features in No Heroes Allowed VR. Now, I haven't quite finished this game yet, and I will put a full review up on pushsquare.com when I have. But I'm just going to go through my impressions from sort of most of the game. I've played sort of 5 or 6 hours of it so far, so I'm pretty near the end, so you can consider this a review if you like. But before I get into my final impressions, do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you so desire it. We have lots of PlayStation VR content on the channel, and yeah, let's get into it.
Check it out, you got an S rank. That's our god of destruction disturbing the peace like a pro. Yeah, you heard me. You did pretty good for a change.
So in this game, it is a kind of a strategy game. I guess you'd call it a strategy game, but it's a very simple one. So it does kind of bombard you with tutorials when you first start playing it. There's a lot to kind of get your head around, but once you actually have put in that first sort of an hour, it's quite simple actually, and quite accessible to play. So the idea of the game is that you kind of look at a tabletop. You've kind of been summoned by a bad man or whatever. You're kind of part of an evil regime, and your plot is to stop heroes from saving the world. So it's kind of like a reverse mechanic really. Instead of being the good guy saving the world, you're one of the bad guys trying to stop the good guys from saving the world. And so the way it works is you create monsters, you spawn monsters to kind of kill the heroes, to take over their territory and ultimately destroy their castle. So at first you can only sort of spawn these small sort of blobs, and they feed off plants and stuff in the environment. But then you can spawn bigger creatures, and they will feed off your initial monsters that you created. So there's kind of this food chain system. In order to keep getting better monsters and to keep getting more powerful monsters, you need to keep the food chain alive by having lots of small creatures that the bigger creatures can eat, and then even bigger creatures can feed upon the sort of middle-sized creatures. So that's a really interesting mechanic, I think, and it works quite well. It is a little bit convoluted, it does take a while to get your head around, but that's basically the premise of the system. Once you've got strong enough creatures, you can then go and take over bases, which allows you to gain more territory, so you can create more monsters and so on and so forth, ultimately leading to conquering the castle at the end of the stage. You kind of ranked on how well you did it, like how quickly you conquered the castle, whether you took many casualties, that sort of stuff. And there are little collectibles that you can find that give you sort of power-ups, so you can sort of deal damage directly onto heroes by sending down lightning bolts and stuff like that. So there's quite a lot going on, but it is fairly simple. It's not as complicated as it sounds, nor is it as complicated as the game sort of makes it out to be. There are multiple levels, and you can replay them over and over to get better ranks. You also get upgrade points as you complete levels, which basically allows you to upgrade the starting power of each monster. So as you obviously get further into the game, you need stronger, more durable creatures, and that's where the upgrade mechanic comes in. So the game kind of encourages you to go back replay stages that you've already completed and improve upon your score and repeat that process. So that's kind of where it cheats a little bit with longevity, but I don't mind that because there's this constant sense of, you know, a level that you may have struggled through first time around becomes a little bit easier the second time around because you've powered your creatures up, and then you come back to it like another hour later and it's easier again. But it's easier in a satisfying way, if that makes sense, because you can see the progression of your army of monsters. And everything's presented really nicely, really cleanly. It looks great in PlayStation VR. It's very colourful and very vibrant. You know, it's not got the most amazing realistic graphics ever. That's not what it's aiming for. Instead, it's aiming for this kind of colourful, vibrant, silly sort of world, and it definitely nails that. And I think it looks really good, actually. Like, the resolution inside the headset, as we all know, isn't the best, but this game looks super clean, particularly on a PS4 Pro. And yeah, the only thing I'd say is that this game probably could have been made without virtual reality, because everything takes place on a tabletop. You actually don't need virtual reality at all. It's nice being able to look down a kind of diorama. I mean, we talk about this a lot with PlayStation VR. That idea of being able to look into a different world is a really nice thing, but that's really the only way that it takes advantage of virtual reality, really. There's nothing else there that you think, wow, this couldn't be done without PlayStation VR. Although, having said that, I do think that you get an added level of immersion when you're inside the headset, and certainly that counts here. Like, you know, you're not, there's no distractions in your peripheral vision or anything like that. You're simply focused on the game, and I do like that about virtual reality games. But yeah, I enjoy this game. It's got a kind of, I'm not sure what the word is, it's got a bit of a silly sense of humour to it, but it's not silly in the sense that it's stupid. It's actually quite witty a lot of the time, and it's made me laugh out loud a little bit. You know, the voice acting isn't great, but I get what it's going for, and I found it quite a fun game. And like I say, I'm surprised that more people aren't talking about it. Sony hasn't given it much promotion really at all. That's a bit of a shame, because it is a fun game. It's a really fun game. It's a little bit expensive. I think it's like £25 in the UK. I assume $30, but potentially more in the US, which is a little bit steep. But it's a fun game and well worth checking out if you're looking for a kind of strategy experience on PlayStation VR. A quite simple, light-hearted, easygoing strategy experience. I definitely recommend this. But yeah, let me know what you think about the game in the comment section below. Have you played it yet? Are you planning to pick it up? Do let me know. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and cheers for watching.
Veritable symphony of sin. The Fire Realms are finally ours to do as we wish. Though, I am starting to sweat a little in this outfit. I wish they'd put out a Summer Beach DLC costume for me.
Well, count me out, Dad. I am not into fan service. Okay, Goggles, you better get to the next map before Dad gets into a swimsuit.